AI can process data faster than you, but it will never feel your passion, never taste your purpose, and never live your story. If you want to rise in this new world, don't compete with AI. Learn from it, train like it, and lead with your heart. 1. Learn like AI, relentlessly, without ego. Have you ever noticed that AI doesn't complain? It doesn't say, I'm tired, or I already know this, or what if I fail? AI just keeps learning, constantly, endlessly, relentlessly. It absorbs data, analyzes mistakes, and upgrades itself every single moment. And that's the mindset that separates those who thrive in the future from those who fade away in the past. The truth is, most people don't stop growing because they can't learn. They stop growing because their ego gets in the way. The ego says, I already know enough. The ego says, this isn't for me. The ego says, what if I look stupid? And in that exact moment, learning stops and decline begins. Think about it. AI doesn't care how many times it fails while learning. It only sees data. Failure isn't emotional, it's informational. Every error teaches it something. Every obstacle sharpens its pattern recognition. That's how you need to train your mind. Not emotionally reacting to failure, but extracting lessons from it. If you could reprogram your mindset to treat failure as feedback, you'd become unstoppable. Most people let failure break them. The extraordinary use it to build wisdom. When something doesn't work, the average person says, this is the end. But the growth-minded person says, this is input. I'll learn, I'll adapt, I'll upgrade. The world is changing faster than ever. AI is learning faster than we can imagine. But that doesn't mean humans are obsolete. It means we need to match AI's hunger to learn with our own passion for evolution. AI consumes data. You must consume life lessons. AI upgrades its algorithms. You must upgrade your beliefs. AI adapts to new environments. You must adapt to new realities. To learn like AI, you must remove one obstacle, your emotional resistance to growth. When someone gives you feedback, don't defend yourself. Listen, process, learn. When you make a mistake, don't deny it. Analyze it, improve. When the world changes, don't complain. Adjust your strategy. That's how your mind evolves into a super learner. AI doesn't take things personally. That's its power, and it can be yours too. You see, ego builds walls, but humility builds bridges. When you say, I don't know everything, you open the door to limitless growth. When you stay curious, the universe keeps teaching you. When you stop learning, life stops giving. So ask yourself, are you learning from every experience, or are you running from the ones that challenge you? Are you upgrading your mindset daily, or are you living on outdated mental software? Every moment you choose curiosity over pride, you rewire your mind for expansion. Imagine if you approached every day like AI running a new update. You'd wake up hungry to learn, willing to fail, ready to process feedback. You'd say, let's analyze yesterday's performance and optimize today's action. That's how mastery happens. Not overnight, but through consistent evolution. But here's the difference between you and AI. You have emotion, soul, and consciousness. When you combine relentless learning with emotional intelligence, you become more powerful than any machine ever could be. AI might learn faster, but you can learn deeper. AI can store knowledge, but only you can turn it into wisdom. So make this your mantra. I am a student of life. Every moment is my teacher. Every failure is my feedback. Every day I evolve. Because when you train your mind like AI, without ego, without limits, you stop being a product of your past and start becoming a prototype of your potential. AI doesn't multitask emotionally. It doesn't doubt, overthink, or scroll endlessly through distractions. It locks onto one mission, one command, one result, and executes with precision. That's why it wins. That's why it learns faster, grows faster, and delivers results faster. Now imagine what you could achieve if you trained your mind the same way. Most people today don't suffer from a lack of ability. They suffer from a lack of focus. The world is full of noise, notifications, opinions, endless comparisons. Your attention has become the most valuable currency in the world. And yet most people spend it like loose change. You can't become extraordinary with a distracted mind. Every time you switch focus, you lose momentum. Every time you chase multiple things, you dilute your power. Greatness doesn't come from doing more. It comes from doing one thing with absolute energy and obsession. Think about a laser. Light on its own can only warm, but focused light can cut through steel. That's the power of focus. It turns potential into performance. AI knows exactly what it's designed to do. It doesn't question its mission. It doesn't waste processing power on self-doubt. It follows one objective until it masters it. And that's what you need to do. Define your mission so clearly that distractions become invisible. You can't train your mind like AI if your attention is divided across 1,000 directions. You need clarity. You need alignment. You need precision. When your focus and energy point in the same direction, you become unstoppable. But here's the truth. Focus is not about working harder. It's about working with intention. It's about saying no to everything that doesn't serve your mission. It's about protecting your time like your future depends on it, because it does. Every hour lost to distraction is an hour stolen from your destiny. People say they want success, but then they allow every notification, every worry, every voice of doubt to steal their attention. AI doesn't get distracted by fear of failure. It just recalculates and moves forward. That's what you need to do. When life throws challenges at you, don't scatter your focus. Sharpen it. When the storm hits, the champion doesn't panic. They narrow their attention on what matters most. Tony Robbins once said, "Where focus goes, energy flows." That's not just a motivational line. It's a law of life. Your energy follows your attention. Whatever you focus on grows. So if you focus on problems, they expand. If you focus on possibilities, they expand too. Imagine living like that. Every day you decide what gets your energy and what doesn't. You start your morning not by scrolling, but by planning. You choose progress over noise, creation over consumption. That's how you shift from chaos to clarity. AI's precision comes from its programming. Your precision will come from your purpose. When you have a strong why, your focus becomes unbreakable. If you don't have a mission that excites your soul, distractions will always win. So define your mission. Write it, own it, protect it. Ask yourself, what am I focusing on that doesn't move me closer to my dream? Who am I giving my attention to that doesn't deserve it? What would happen if, for the next 90 days, I focused on one goal with laser intensity? That's the difference between average and unstoppable. Most people dabble, the successful commit. They don't chase 10 opportunities. They master one and let it multiply. When you focus like AI, with clarity, precision, and emotion-free execution, you reclaim your power. And when you combine that focus with your human spirit, your emotion, creativity, and vision, you become a force that can't be duplicated by any machine. Focus isn't about doing everything. It's about doing the right thing until it transforms your life. Just like AI filters out irrelevant data, you must filter out mental noise. Protect your focus like it's your life source, because in this digital age, it truly is. So remember this, your mind is the ultimate processor. Your energy is the ultimate fuel. Your focus is the ultimate weapon. Train them together, and you'll not only keep up with AI, you'll outrun it. Because AI can process, but only you can decide. AI can analyze, but only you can believe. And belief, focused with passion, creates miracles. Every computer slows down when it's full of junk files and outdated programs. No matter how powerful the hardware is, if the system isn't upgraded, it can't run at full potential. Your mind works exactly the same way. You were born with infinite potential, a brain capable of creativity, problem solving, compassion, and leadership. But as you grew up, people experiences and failures installed programs in you. Some of those programs were good. They taught you strength, discipline, and love. But others, they created invisible walls around your greatness. Those are your limiting beliefs, silent codes that run in the background of your mind, quietly telling you what you can't do, what you're not good enough for, or what's impossible for you. They sound like, I'm not smart enough. I don't have time. People like me don't succeed. I'm too late to start. But let me tell you this. None of those thoughts are truth. They're just outdated programs written by fear, rejection, or failure from your past. AI never clings to old data. It updates automatically, constantly learning, constantly rewriting its code to perform better. But most humans keep running the same emotional software they downloaded 10 or 20 years ago. You say you want success, but deep inside your code says, I'm not worthy. You say you want freedom, but your system whispers, I don't deserve it. You say you want to change, but your programming fights back with doubt. To move forward, you don't need to become someone new. You need to uninstall who you were told to be. You need to upgrade your system. To step one, identify the old code. You can't change what you don't see. Take a quiet moment and listen to the voice inside your head when you think about your dreams. What does it say? Does it encourage you or does it criticize you? Does it say, you can do it or you're wasting your time? That voice is your inner software, built from past feedback, failures, teachers, parents, society. Some of that programming came from people who were running on their own outdated code too. They told you to be realistic, to stay small, to not dream too big, because they stopped believing in their own potential long ago. But you are not them. You are not your past. You are the architect of your mind, and that means you have the power to rewrite your code anytime. Step two. Rewrite the code with intention. AI doesn't wait for the world to change. It adjusts itself. You must do the same. Start by replacing I can't with I can learn, replace I'm not ready with I'm preparing, replace it's impossible with hasn't been done by me yet. Words matter. Thoughts matter. Every belief you repeat becomes a line of code in your mental system. Say to yourself every day, I am upgrading, I am evolving, I am becoming more capable, more creative, more powerful, because repetition rewires your subconscious. And once your subconscious believes it, your world starts shifting to match it. You see, AI doesn't have emotions, but you do. That's your advantage. When you combine emotional conviction with intentional thought, your brain rewires itself faster than any computer. Neuroscience calls it neuroplasticity. Motivational masters call it faith. Either way, it's real. Step 3, install new habits. AI learns through repetition. It doesn't master anything in one attempt. It learns by processing massive amounts of data repeatedly. Your life is no different. You can't just believe once and expect everything to change. You must install new patterns, daily habits that reinforce your upgraded identity. Start your mornings feeding your mind with growth instead of gossip. Listen to podcasts, read something empowering, speak affirmations out loud. Each action is a command to your subconscious saying, this is who I am now. When you act like your future self consistently, your brain begins to accept it as truth. Your new identity becomes your new operating system. 2-step forward, delete old emotional files. You can't install new software while the old version is still running. That means letting go of the emotional weight that keeps you stuck. Forgive yourself for your past mistakes, not because they were okay, but because they no longer serve you. Stop replaying the same failure story. Every time you revisit it, you reopen the same pain file. AI deletes outdated data to save space for better performance. You must do the same, emotionally and mentally. Ask yourself, what thought do I need to delete today? What story no longer represents who I am? What belief keeps me operating below my potential? Delete it and watch your mind run faster, cleaner, freer. To step 5, keep updating. The key to staying relevant is continuous upgrading. The same version of you that survived last year isn't enough to thrive next year. AI never says, I'm done updating. Neither should you. You are not a finished product. You are a process, a system that can always grow. So upgrade your vision, upgrade your circle, upgrade your environment, upgrade your habits. Every new version of yourself will unlock opportunities your old version couldn't even recognize. When you live like this, when you reprogram your beliefs to match your future instead of your fears, you step into a higher level of life. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop being the result of your programming and become the programmer. That's the power of mental evolution. AI may be built to adapt, but you were born to transform. 2-4, connect like a human. Heart over hardware, AI can simulate conversation. It can analyze tone, emotion, and even predict what someone might say next. But what it can never do, what no machine can ever truly replicate, is human connection. Because connection isn't just communication. It's energy. It's presence. It's soul meeting soul. In this age of artificial intelligence, emotional intelligence will become the most valuable currency. When everything else becomes automated, your humanity becomes your superpower. You see, AI can process logic, but not love. It can mimic empathy, but not feel it. It can write poetry, but it can't cry reading it. That's what makes you different. That's what makes you irreplaceable. We are living in a time where people are more connected digitally, but more disconnected emotionally than ever. We have thousands of followers, but few real friends. We talk more, but we feel less. That's why in a world full of data and algorithms, the people who will truly thrive are the ones who can connect deeply. The power of presence. Have you ever met someone who made you feel like you were the only person in the room? That's not charisma. That's presence. Presence means giving your full attention, not just your eyes or ears, but your energy. It means silencing your inner noise and truly listening, not to respond, but to understand. AI can't do that. It can detect your words, but it can't feel your energy. You can. When you're present with others, you transmit authenticity, and authenticity builds trust. Trust creates influence. Influence creates impact. If you want to lead, sell, teach, inspire, or love at the highest level, learn to be fully present. Because people don't remember your words, they remember how you made them feel. 2T, empathy. The human code no machine can copy. Empathy is what bridges hearts. It's what makes leadership powerful and relationships meaningful. AI can measure emotion, but it cannot feel compassion. It can analyze human pain, but it cannot heal it. When someone's struggling, they don't need data. They need understanding. When someone's lost, they don't need algorithms. They need hope. That's what makes the human spirit unstoppable. Empathy doesn't make you weak. It makes you wise. It allows you to lead not just with your mind, but with your heart. The greatest leaders don't just build companies, they build people. The greatest creators don't just make products, they make emotions. The energy of connection, energy is the invisible language of life. You don't need words to feel someone's authenticity. You can sense it. AI doesn't have that sense, but you do. When your energy is pure, confident, and loving, people feel it immediately. You walk into a room, and without saying a word, people notice your presence. That's not magic. That's alignment. So protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Avoid negativity, gossip, and toxic environments. They drain your human power. Spend time around those who lift your frequency, those who see your soul, because the more you protect your emotional energy, the stronger your human magnetism becomes. To love. The ultimate intelligence, AI, may have artificial intelligence, but you have divine intelligence. You can forgive, create sacrifice, and love beyond logic. That's what makes human life sacred. Love is what drives every meaningful creation. Every piece of art, Every act of courage, every innovation that changed the world. And that's something no algorithm can replicate. So don't let technology numb your humanity. Use it to connect, to serve, to uplift, but never let it replace your touch, your compassion, your presence. The future will be built on both AI intelligence and human emotion. But those who rise to the top will be the ones who know how to blend them, to train their minds like machines, but lead their lives with love, to lead with heart, live with purpose. When you connect like a human, you remind others what it means to feel alive. You become the spark in a world that's going digital. You become the warmth in a system that's growing cold. The future doesn't belong to machines. It belongs to those who remember what it means to be human. So yes, learn like AI, focus like AI, but love, connect, and lead like only a human can. Because while AI can process information, you can create transformation. And that is something no machine will ever do. Every day the world moves a little faster. We automate, optimize, digitize, and analyze. AI learns, predicts, and evolves at lightning speed, and people start believing they must live the same way, faster, harder, nonstop. But there's a secret truth that most people forget. You're not a machine. You are the miracle that created the machine. Machines are designed for efficiency. Humans are designed for meaning. A machine executes commands. A human experiences life. And if you lose touch with that miracle, your ability to feel, to wonder, to connect, you lose everything that makes you powerful. The trap of endless optimization. We live in an era obsessed with performance. We track calories, clicks, heart rates, and likes. We measure everything except our joy. AI never rests, never questions, never feels fatigue or doubt, but you do because you were built with emotion, rhythm, and spirit. When you try to operate 24/7 like a machine, you burn out, not because you're weak, but because you're human. Balance means knowing when to accelerate and when to breathe. It means scheduling stillness with the same importance as success, because growth without grace becomes pressure, not progress. You must remind yourself the purpose of life isn't to perform like software, it's to live like a soul. Tukey, the power of discipline, the beauty of rest. Discipline is sacred. It builds consistency, focus, and strength. That's the machine side of you. It's what gets you up early, keeps you learning, keeps you moving, but discipline without joy becomes duty. The human heart needs moments of wonder, to dance, to laugh, to feel sunlight, to taste gratitude. That's the miracle side of you. AI can't stop to admire a sunrise or cry out a song, but you can. That's what gives meaning to all your effort. Work hard. Train your mind, but then step back and let life touch you. Because the soul that forgets how to rest eventually forgets how to create too. Why balance creates brilliance? Think of a symphony. Every instrument has a place. Some play loud, others stay silent. The beauty comes from balance, not constant noise. Your life works the same way. When you learn to balance the doing with the being, something extraordinary happens. Clarity. You start making better decisions, attracting better energy, producing better results. AI follows logic. Humans follow alignment. When your actions align with your values, you don't need motivation, you feel momentum. That's why the most successful people aren't the busiest. They're the most centered. They've learned that rest is not laziness. It's recalibration. It's in silence that the next vision appears. 2, be ruthless with systems. Gentle with self. Train your habits like a machine. Wake up on time. Honor your words. Set goals. Follow through. But treat yourself like a miracle. Speak kindly. Forgive quickly. Celebrate progress. Perfectionism is the virus that infects both systems and souls. Machines crash when overloaded. Humans crash when self-critical. The cure is compassion, self-compassion. When you miss a target, don't punish yourself. Learn, adjust, and move forward. Even AI runs millions of failed simulations before success. Your mistakes aren't proof of weakness. They're proof of growth. Balance means holding yourself to high standards while holding your heart with gentleness. That's how you sustain greatness over decades instead of moments. The human edge, the more machines evolve, the more valuable your humanity becomes. AI can compute, but it can't care. It can predict, but it can't dream. It can replicate, but it can't reimagine. That's your edge. Your heart is the ultimate creative engine. When you integrate your disciplined mind with your feeling soul, you become a new kind of force, efficient and empathetic, productive and peaceful. That's the future's real superpower, not artificial intelligence, but aligned intelligence, the union of precision and presence. The practice of balance each morning. Center yourself before the chaos begins. Take 5 conscious breaths. Ask, what energy do I want to bring today? Then design your actions to match that energy. Throughout the day, pause for micro moments of gratitude. When stress rises, ground yourself, touch something real, look someone in the eyes, feel the world again. At night, unplug. Let your body recharge and your mind wander. That's when creativity returns. Balance isn't found once. It's chosen daily. It's a lifelong dance between the machine in your habits and the miracle in your heart. The ultimate lesson, you're not here just to function, you're here to feel alive. When you combine structure with spirit, efficiency with empathy, performance with peace, you rise above automation and enter the realm of creation. So yes, train your mind like a machine, but live your life like a miracle. Because success built on balance isn't just sustainable, it's soulful. 6. Be human in a world that forgets how. Lead with love. As technology expands, humanity risks shrinking. We scroll more, speak less, compare endlessly, and forget that behind every screen is a beating heart. AI can process information, but it cannot feel the pulse of compassion that drives real change. Your greatest gift in the future won't be your knowledge, it will be your kindness. 2. The coming age of emotional leadership. Automation will handle tasks, humans must handle hearts. The future leader will not be the one who knows the most, but the one who cares the deepest. Emotional intelligence, empathy, patience, awareness will be the new gold. Because when everyone's running on algorithms, the person who still listens, who still understands, who still believes in people will stand out like light in the dark. AI can't mentor a broken spirit. It can't feel the joy of helping someone rise. Only you can do that. That's the future influence. To love is a strategy, not just a feeling. People often treat love as something soft, secondary, or sentimental. But in truth, love is the strongest force on earth. It's the energy that built families, movements, nations, and revolutions. When you lead with love, whether in business, art, or life, you unlock loyalty, creativity, and trust that no technology can replicate. Love is not weakness, it's wisdom. It sees beyond logic into potential. AI sees data points, love sees destiny. AI predicts behavior, love transforms it. If you want to inspire, start by caring. If you want to change the world, start by connecting. The courage to stay human. Staying human requires courage. The courage to slow down in a culture of speed, to feel in a world that numbs, to speak truth when everyone hides behind filters. Machines don't feel fear, but they also don't feel faith. Faith is believing before proof appears. It's that inner spark that says, there's something greater within me. That spark, your humanity, is what the world needs most. Don't trade your authenticity for efficiency. Don't silence your intuition for algorithms. Listen to your inner voice. It's older and wiser than any code ever written. To human energy is contagious energy spreads faster than information. Walk into a room with genuine enthusiasm and you lift the frequency of everyone there. That's leadership. That's influence. AI can't radiate energy. It can only simulate tone. But your energy, your fire, your belief can transform people without a single word. Every time you choose hope over cynicism, you remind others of what's possible. Every time you choose compassion over competition, you rewrite what leadership means. You are the living proof that humanity still wins. To technology as a tool, not a master. Use AI. Don't become it. Let technology serve your vision, not shape it. Use it to free your time, amplify your message, scale your mission, but never to replace the human essence of your work. Technology is an instrument. You are the artist. If you hand the instrument the baton, the music stops. Stay the conductor. Direct the symphony, because the best future isn't man or machine. It's man with machine, guided by meaning. 2, live is proof. The most inspiring people of the coming era will not just talk about balance or love, they'll embody it. They'll run companies that heal, create art that uplifts, teach lessons that awaken. They'll use every new tool of progress, but never lose the warmth of humanity. Be one of them. Be the example that power and kindness can coexist, that success can come with soul, that technology can serve compassion. Because every time you show what it means to be truly human, you remind the world why it built machines in the first place, to make life better, not colder. The final integration. So how do you train your mind like AI yet live like a human? You learn relentlessly, you focus intensely, you upgrade your beliefs continuously, you connect authentically. You balance structure with soul, and you lead with love. That's the blueprint of a new kind of intelligence. One that blends logic and light, data and divinity, head and heart. The future will not belong to those who think like machines. It will belong to those who feel like miracles. Thank you, my friends, for watching till the very end. I want you to take a deep breath and really let this message sink in. Because if you've made it here, you're not just another viewer scrolling through videos. You're someone who's hungry for growth, for clarity, for purpose. You're someone who doesn't want to live on autopilot. You want to live awake, intentional, and powerful. We live in a world that's changing faster than ever. Artificial intelligence is rewriting the rules of success, the economy, and even creativity. But remember this, AI might be able to outthink you, but it will never outfeel you. It might calculate faster, but it will never dream bigger. Machines can replicate logic, only you can express life. That's why this message matters. Train your mind like AI, but live like a human. Train your discipline, your consistency, your hunger for growth, like a machine that never gives up. But when it comes to your relationships, your values, your purpose, live with heart. Let your energy lead. Because at the end of the day, success without emotion is empty. Progress without peace is meaningless. If this message connected with you, don't just stop here. Make a promise to yourself to upgrade your thinking every single day. Feed your mind with powerful thoughts. Feed your soul with gratitude. And surround yourself with people who remind you of your greatness. You don't need to compete with technology. You need to collaborate with your own potential. AI is here to assist, not replace. The real transformation begins when you combine the focus of a machine with the compassion of a human being. That's where greatness is born. Your consistency is your code. Your belief is your power. And your heart, that's your divine technology, too. So I want to thank you, not just for watching, but for showing up for yourself. Every time you listen, reflect, and act. You're rewriting the software of your own destiny. You are proof that no machine can match the strength of a human spirit that refuses to quit. If this inspired you, share it with someone who needs to remember their power in this digital age. Leave a comment with one line, "I choose to train my mind and live from my heart." Let's make that energy go viral. Until next time, stay focused, stay human, stay unstoppable, because your energy, not technology, will shape the future.